and you don't know what to go to, why don't you go where Frakschön sits? Now the Ritz. Different types to wear it.
Buongiorno amici, ciao a tutti, sono BC, and welcome back to another episode on the Diamond Society. Man, I'm just hanging out here at the base of the Space Needle. Continues to be one of my favorite builds, man. I'm just always in awe when I look up at just the way it turned out, the way it worked out. Just, man, complicated. And I'm not trying to pat myself on my back, but I look at this and sometimes I get my own inspiration just of the way I'd used the elements of layer. So always important in your builds, always important in your builds. But I'm hanging out here because I don't know, man. I've always been disgruntled about the fact that the base here is just not completed. It's not right to have a skyscraper sitting on grass. Like that's not real, man. It should be like in a foundation or some sort of something, right? It shouldn't just be sitting on grass because that's not how things work in the real world. So probably gonna go ahead and finish this out. Not today. We're not gonna do that today, but real soon. In fact, I think I'll probably do it this week as a BC's mini-sode. So keep your eyeballs out for that. BC's mini, about a 3 to 5 minute video of nothing but a quick time lapse to some music of a build that I like to finish out. I've done it on skyscrapers before. Times when I just need to get something up real quick and I don't want to drag it out into an all-out episode. I just want to build and have you sit back and enjoy that. So yeah, gonna get that worked out. And I'll tell you what, I told you that while I was gone on my trip that I'd be working on the Stark Tower base, and I didn't get any of it done, man. I did not get any of it done while I was on vacation. I was up late every night, too late, and coming back to the hotel too late. So it wasn't until the day after I got back. Well, a couple days after I got back, I logged on. Killer Dave was on. He said, "Hey man, you need any help?" "Yeah, bud. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling." And check this out. Bam! Great job, man. Killer Dave was a super awesome, huge help in getting this thing built. And as payment, I had to give him nothing short of an Elytra, man. I gave him a set of Elytra wings that I had laying around because I know he could use them. And, man, he put in some awesome effort to help me out and get this thing constructed. And, oh, it turned out just the way I wanted it. That octagon, or not octagon, right? 8-sided shape that we see in the movie. And I talked about how we couldn't build it to scale, so we're going to build about 3 to 5 stories. And I think 3 stories ended up to be just right. And we ended up going with 4 high windows, which I think just kind of gave it an extra little bit of elongation. And I tried to see if I could fit 5 in, but if you see this pillar here, this is sitting right about 227. And we've only got till 256 to hit the top of the tower. And I think I'm going to be putting some antennas and stuff on top of the tower. So I could probably hit 5, but I'm going to just like be so close to running out of room. So we're going to stick with 3 and call it good. Now, I do want to thank somebody who sent a comment to me on Twitter. He goes by the name of Leowen. Leowen? Yeah, I think that's right. The real Leowen. And he sent me a link to a Lego mock page, which mock stands for my own creation. I used to check out Lego mock pages a lot when I was looking at like Star Wars stuff because, man, there are some incredible Ultimate Collector Series scale mock builds for Star Wars stuff. But anyway, he found a mock build of the Stark Tower, and apparently this isn't even the base. You remember I said I couldn't really see all the bottom of the building? Well, it's sitting on another building, which in the movie it looks to be like kind of a Capitol type building or something like that. And he says he believes it's the MetLife building. So this part of the building is actually sitting on another building. And then the Stark Tower is erected out of the top of that. So yeah, again, I always talk about realism. I always talk about, trying to get it as close to the real legit as possible. We are just, if I was working at a level that like was down at, sea level or something even lower, maybe we could pull it off. But I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good. But thank you, Leowen, for sending me that link, man. Super helpful just to get that extra little bit of perspective on what's going on. and very much appreciated. So, so speaking of perspective, man, I wanted to talk a little bit about my travels and my adventure to Minecon, and I want to get into that soon. But where's the sun at? Oh, it's about to set. Okay, it's about to set, and I don't have any light outside this building. So let's go ahead and start working. I want to work on a little bit of lighting here and a little bit on the outside. Now, I haven't done much to the outside, and it's a little bit dangerous. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and punch out these two like this. That one. I think we should... I'm torn. Maybe I need a shovel. Well, hold on. Here's the thing. I'm trying to find... I want to go ahead and put lights in the ground like this. And then I want to have it recessed with glass on top. I don't know whether I want that to go in to the ground like that. Now, you see the actual glass is clear glass. This is... I'm using one of... I think it's Zoomovoid's like micro packs. He sent out he created a whole bunch of different texture packs, and they're little micro packs, so you don't have to change like everything at one time. You could change little elements of things. So this clear glass is one of those things. I think he also has it so you can get grass on all sides of dirt blocks. What are some of the other things I'm using of his? Oh, lowering the shield, lowering the flames, little stuff like that. But I also have the dynamic lighting on with Optifine. Man, that is a cool addition to the game. So cool, man. So cool. In fact, and also creepers, if you didn't know, when creepers start to get upset and start to hiss, they actually light up as well. It's pretty cool. They light the room up. So if all of a sudden you're in a dark room and everything starts to get bright around you, it's because a creeper is about to blow you up. So that's what I want to do for the lighting. You know, kind of like when you see lighting coming out of the ground below a building. That's what I'm going for. I don't know why it's lit up there. That's kind of weird. Oh, because that light post. So I want to do that, but I want to work on the foundation as well, because again, like I said before, speaking of creepers, man, too bad we didn't get a chance to see them. All right, so let me clean this up. Thank you, creeper, for helping. Let me clean this up real quick. I'm going to grab a shovel and, yeah, we're going to start laying this down and chat a little bit more. All right, so I started digging this stuff out and going ahead and putting the glass down here. But, yeah, so... Creeper. Anyway, yeah, so the last couple weeks have been crazy, man. I've been, traveling a bunch, and it's been pretty awesome. Like, if you've been following me on Twitter, you'd see that like I was kind of all over the place, like in Nevada and California, doing visiting family, visiting different theme parks, enjoying some much needed downtime. And what happened? Enjoying some much needed downtime, visiting family, all that good stuff. It was awesome. And then, at the conclusion of my trip was Minecon, and that was a really cool experience. And I definitely want to touch on that a little bit. So, so the trip was awesome. Everything was very, very successful. It was great to just have some vacation. Like, it's been a little while since I really just took a nice, good vacation, and it was really a lot of fun with the kids. Especially going and doing stuff like Disney and places that I went to as a kid. That it's cool to like take your own kids to kind of like share those experiences with them, and there's a lot of nostalgia involved in kind of remembering what it felt like when you were a kid and you were seeing it for a first time. And the coolest part about it too was like at no time during that trip. Were there ever moments where it was like I got it wrong, like experiencing something again, for instance, a particular roller coaster or a particular ride or going to a certain place. It wasn't like my kids, like at no time did my kids be like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool, Dad," whatever. I think we were kind of all on the same page, so it was nice to like revisit things, experience things that were just as good, 20 something years later as they were the first time I experienced them, which was really, really cool. And my kids being the same level of goofball that I am, man, we just made an an incredible time out of the entire experience at Disney. Like talking about funny stuff, man, like screaming at the top of your lungs while you're on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and stuff like that. It was too much fun. It was just hilarious. The shenanigans that ensued on a almost daily basis. So that was a lot of fun to be able to experience that with my kids. And I don't like how that's going to show dirt there. We're going to have to do something about that. Eventually, I'm going to come in, of course, and landscape all this. Like down here on the corner, I want to put in a fountain. So we're going to work on the landscaping, but that is not the point of it right now. So, but yeah, it was just an overall good time to just kind of experience that stuff with my kids and just be able to, to think that in however many years, who knows, because I'm not trying to pressure them into anything by no means. I'm not trying to tell my babies to have babies, but at some point they're gonna go and do all this stuff with their children, and I can only imagine, the stories that they'll be saying, like, oh, when I came here with your grandpa or your grandma, we were doing this kind of stuff, and this kind of craziness was happening. So really looking forward to just years down the road, and again, I don't know how many years down the road, but at some point, just hearing those stories about when my grandchildren go and experience these things, will the experiences that we had together as a family like endure, and that should be pretty cool to hear. So let's talk about Minecon real quick. So my experience at Minecon was pretty cool, man. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna tell you, I really did go for the convention itself. And it's interesting that right now, like a lot of the stuff you see on YouTube, it's pretty saturated with people wanting to put out content about the snapshot. Everybody's trying to get on top of that, and I got it. There's people that make their living doing YouTube, and everybody wants to talk about all the new features and all the new snapshot stuff, and try and be the video that's discovered. But I want to just talk a little bit about the experience of going to the convention itself. So the convention itself was pretty cool, man. There was it was set up pretty nice. The atmosphere was cool. Like gosh, I especially liked the main hall, like the colors that they used. The purple, like definitely the Endermen were kind of the overarching theme of everything, and as seen by the cape. So yeah, that's the cape on Elytra. Check this out. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, what am I? Man, I'm derping. And that's the cape for normal. So it definitely does not look like it has a mouth. But as soon as you do the Elytra, like it looks like it's just screaming. So very, very cool. But so Endermen were definitely like the big theme of the Minecon, and the funny thing about it was like Endermen have nothing to do with 1.11. Like there's nothing in the new game mechanics that have anything to do with Endermen. So it was kind of interesting that that never came to be, unless something about Endermen is like a hidden thing. I don't know, but what did I like the most about Minecon? The most I liked about it was meeting people and meeting up with people. And there were some of those experiences that were not what I expected them to be. For instance, like I really wanted to meet Kurt J. Mac. I really wanted to meet Zisto. In addition to, like all my Diamond Society fellows. But when I'm talking about mainstream YouTubers, like Kurt J. Mac, Zisto, Who else? Doc M. Those are like the big three that I really wanted to meet. And I'll tell you one thing: I met everybody. Like I met every single Minecracker, and I met every single Hermit Crafter, and not once did I wait in line to meet anybody. Like I met everybody casually, just walking around. The most casual of all of it, I think, was had to have been Doc M. He was just walking down the floor, or not the floor, but like the hallway, and I was like, "Hey, Doc," and he just, "Hey, what's going on, buddy?" And it was actually funny. James Stev, during one of the ceremonies, Doc was being held back by staff. Like he wasn't being allowed into the main hall, and James Stev actually came up and just told the convention person, "Oh, hey, he's with me," and just like grabbed him and took him like at the front of the line. It was hilarious, man. But anyway, yeah, it was great. I mean, it was really cool to meet those folks. It did happen, but I don't know. Maybe it was me. Maybe I ruined the moment by opening my mouth too much. Maybe I came off as being a little too much of I don't know, a fanboy, to use a common word in today's vernacular. Like I really don't know. I don't know what ruined it for me, but it just wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't what I thought it would be, and that's okay, man. I mean, they're running into thousands and thousands and thousands of people, on a regular basis. They probably have, thousands of people that are, trying to contact them and pitch things to them and get them to. I don't know. I guess I'll bet they get. I hate to use this word, but I'll bet they get used a lot. People really wanting to develop a contact with them simply for who they are and what they can get out of having said contact with them. And that definitely was not my agenda at all. Like I've told you before, YouTube for me is just something that I do for fun. I have no ideas, no preconceived notions of trying to use any kind of relationship with another YouTuber for personal gain. Like I just want to meet them as people because I appreciate what they do and their creativity and the things that they stand for, and so that was kind of my motive. But they don't know that, right? They don't know that when I'm coming up to them, and fair enough. Got it. It's all good. So, but anyway, yeah, I got a chance to meet every single person. In fact, we actually got a chance to hang out with the Hermit Crafters for quite a while, in a very, very casual way. And I don't want to go into details, but it was just awesome, man. It was really, really cool. And it was kind of funny because I almost felt bad because of the Hermit Crafters that were there, which were probably like the most popular, say like Tango Tech, Impulse, Mumbo Jumbo, Joe Hills, Cub Fan, Is Cal. So there were a lot of Hermit Crafters there, but of those Hermit Crafters, oh, I thought I saw something. Of those Hermit Crafters, the only people that I really know, quote unquote, and I'm air quoting here, is Joe Hills. Like, because I watched Joe Hills back in the day when he was on Hermitcraft with Generic B. I mean, and he's still on Hermitcraft, but like all those new guys like Tango and Impulse, and like I don't watch any of them. And that, it was just interesting. It was like when I met him, I didn't have anything to say. Like I had no, I don't want to say agenda. I just had no introduction. I had no like. Let's use this word again, fanboydom to use. So maybe that's why it was just that much better. Like maybe I didn't ruin it. I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, but it was awesome, man. It was awesome to meet those guys and to just chat with them on a very adult level and just kind of hang out. I remember we walked up to the Hermit Crafters and first walked up to Hypnotized and Joe Hills, and they were like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh no, what's up with you?" And they're like, "Oh, nothing. You guys here to see Mumbo?" And they kind of pointed at the big line, and I was like, no, dude, I'm here to say hi to you. And he was like, oh, hey, what's going on? So it was really kind of funny, man, how that kind of worked out. But yeah, it was awesome. So got a great chance to do that, and that was cool. But now let's talk about the people that kind of really matter in this situation of. Whoa. Sorry, sheep. Oh man. Oh, you got a sword. Oh, ouch. Hold on. Dude, die. No, sheep, you can't. I don't think they can. No, we're good. Okay. Oh. No. Oh, no. Oh, dang it. What? How many times did I have to hit the dude? Okay, anyway. Since we got a little downtime now. But let's talk about the guys that really matter. So the Diamond Society guys, right? It was awesome, dude. It was really cool being able to hang out with those guys. And it was just like, he's got my pick. I don't know, it was just totally natural, if that makes any sense. Like, there was nothing odd about it. Guy, holy cow. Oh my gosh. But it was just totally natural. There was nothing odd about it or weird about it. It was like I've seen all their faces before, and I know they haven't seen mine, but you know, of course they checked out my my face reveal video before I ever showed up. And so it was like Coop was coming out of the like, we were all meeting up for breakfast at Denny's one morning, and Coop was just like walking out of the restroom. I think he was just washing up for breakfast, and as soon as I saw him, he saw me, we saw each other, we're like, dude, what's up? You know, it was just like, it was like we were just old friends that, you know, just, hey, like, you know, see each other from across the room. It's like, what's going on? So it was awesome, man. And I got to meet up with Lurgan, and that was cool. And, you know, just hanging out and chatting, and just really excited about, you know, Lurgan kind of feeling the vibe, feeling the groove again about, you know, Minecraft and just YouTube in general. And James, man, it was, we were trying to find James at first, and when James first walked up, he just like stuck out his hand. It was like, hi. And it was kind of like, hi. And then as soon as he started talking, I immediately knew it was James, because I'd never seen James before either. So that was cool. Just, it's amazing how like a voice can just trigger just everything like that's going on in your mind. And that was kind of the case with James. So that was really cool to meet up with James. And then Killer Dave, man, I hate to say something as cheesy as like they sound exactly in real life as they do on YouTube, because like, duh, that's kind of how it's supposed to work. But I mean, but for real, they sound exactly the same. Sometimes people, I think, have a radio voice, and I think who was it? Was it James? I think it was James. Actually, kind of was implying I had such a voice, because he was saying that like when he saw my face reveal, he was like, "No way that's the face that goes with that voice." It just didn't. He said it just didn't match up right in his head. It wasn't what he's expecting. So, so thank you, I guess. I definitely feel like I got my morning voice going on right now, because man, my throat is dry. I might have to stop and get some juice or something here in a second. But anyway, going back to the to hanging out with the Diamond Society members, man, it was fun. We were kind of just walking around, just derping, having a good time, and dropping business cards like a bunch of bosses, man. And you know, meeting contacts. Got a chance to meet Asterius from Votable, which was awesome. Great contact to make. And got the chance to meet Matt Exile from Crafted Curious, which was a cool contact to make. And another Aussie. You know what? I've got a real liking for Aussies, man. Just good stuff all around. So But yeah, man, it was awesome. It was just awesome just to meet people. Like one person I didn't get to meet, but we were talking back and forth so much was Al Bundy from Full Stack Gaming. I think. But yeah, we were talking back and forth, and it was like always trying and link up, but I don't think I think we both were just kind of overcome with just being with friends and family and the events and everything that was going on, so it just never worked out. But yeah, that kind of sucks. So I guess perhaps again some other time, but missed that opportunity. So, but yeah, man, it was awesome, and it was awesome just because like I feel like everybody wants to talk about 1.11. I just want to talk about the experience of meeting up with friends, man. And I think it was good, and I think it was good for everybody, and I think it was good for our server, just to have like that extra point of reference, that extra point of connection. We play together a lot, and a lot of times we'll be building, and we just start to get into sometimes some pretty deep conversations just about things that are going on in real life and what have you. And it was just, I mean, I don't feel like anybody on the Diamond Society is a stranger, just because I've gotten to know them really well. But now I just feel even more comfortable, and I think that was a really really cool. It's a really cool thing to have, man. It feels like, more brothers and sisters. It's just it's really really cool feeling to have, and I can't wait to meet all the rest of the Diamond Society members when and if things ever work out. So we'll keep the fingers crossed for that opportunity. I'll tell you another. And I know that, gosh, I know all I'm doing is talking, but anyway, but I'm not gonna stop. Yeah. So one thing I was blown away by, and this is the true hero, I think, of the Minecon, and I just want to talk about this real quick. I want to say GG to every parent that was at Minecon for their child. Truly, I want to say GG's, because I'll tell you, my kids were there for me. Like, I bought myself a ticket and got them tickets in the process. So they were very much there because I was going to Minecon, not the other way around. But I'll tell you, just knowing how difficult it was to get tickets to Minecon, and just knowing what I had to go through and the cost and all those things considered, for every parent whose child told them, "Hey, mom, hey, dad, I want to go to Minecon at such and such a time. Would you mind sitting on your computer and tirelessly clicking to try and get us tickets? That would be amazing." Good job, man. Now, I will say there were a few kids out there who were obviously a little pampered, and looked like they kind of just got everything they ever wanted in life. But there were some kids. There were plenty more kids that were probably very well deserving, well behaved, extraordinary children whose parents loved them very much and would basically do whatever it took to show their kids a good time. Not do whatever they want, but just show their kids a good time. And I saw that time and time again. And yeah, so kudos to all the parents who just endured all the craziness of that convention, so that their kids could have something incredible to talk about. So those are my VIPs. Those are my players of the game for Minecon, is all those dedicated parents. So yeah, and to any other people like myself, because I think Al Bundy was also there with 3 kids, or at least I saw 3 kids in a picture. Maybe he's just taking a fan photo, but I think they were his. So anyway, but GG's on you for making it a family affair, because I mean, Minecraft to me it really is about, it's about sharing. Like, it's about community, and that's why I love being on this server so much. Like, I've always been kind of like somebody that kept to myself. I like individual sports like running and bowling and golf, and like sports that I could just do by myself because that's just my personality. Um, but being on the server with other people, it really is like family, uh, and taking the time to spend time with family is very important. And when I saw stuff like that going on at Minecon, whether it be friends, like friends acting like family, like us in the Diamond Society, or whether it actually be like family, um, just to share that experience together, I think was pretty cool to see. So yeah. Anyway, so I think we're good with our lights. I'm definitely gonna dress it up a little bit more. I don't like this. It just seems, I don't know. I'll figure something up to dress it a little bit more. I might go back with some stairs. We'll figure it out. But I want to show you one other thing before we part ways here real quick. So I'm already starting the top of the of this building, and of course I want to add a little bit of realism into it. Most of the scenes with the top of this building have construction equipment on them, but we're not going to do that. So this is what I have been doing. Look, air conditioners are set up. We've got air conditioners all over the place, and you could see that I've already started laying out the structure of the actual Stark Tower and how it's going to come to be. Here's that face that's going to have all the glass. There's that brown pillar. This is the face that indents that's going to look a lot like this structure here. And then that back area that indents over there. And I've already been working some things out in creative mode so that when I come in here, we can just tear it up like gangbusters. But yeah, it's coming along really, really well. And check this out. So trying to make it like little vents or pipes coming up, I decided to use these cauldrons, and they're actually starting to fill up with water whenever it rains here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, cauldrons inside the bottom slab of floor, and that worked out really, really well. And then these air conditioning units all over the place. I got a little bit of a skylight going on here, and oh my gosh, it's dark. Let's do this. Dynamic lighting for the win. Ah. So yeah, it's coming along really, really well. I'm excited about all this, and yeah, more cool stuff to follow. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop back down in here to the center, which is where I got all my building materials, and yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day for now. Amici, I've had a really good time together. Didn't do a lot of building work, but I got a lot of things that are going to be coming down the pipes, and starting to erect this tower. Definitely going to start that next episode. We're together. Also going to be working on that intersection we talked about last time, and then probably a BC's mini that'll come out that'll do the bottom of the Space Needle. So stay tuned for that. Let me know your thoughts on if you went to Minecon. Tell me about your experience and what you thought about it. Is there anybody that you wanted to meet that you didn't get to meet? Do you have any awesome experiences, any regrets, anything you would tell people for the next time that they go to Minecon? What advice would you give somebody when they're going and if they're going? And oh no, let's keep that light on. Okay, and yeah. Oh, and one last thing before we cut ways, right? So we are still taking applications for the upcoming next season of the Diamond Society. Now, I'm not going to tell you how and when that's going to come to be, but it's very, very soon, and we're actually going to be closing our application window for this first round of applications very, very shortly, like in days. So if you're interested and you're 17 or older, check the link in the description, and there will be a link to the recruiting video and the website. Visit the website, and it's got all the information that you'll need to check it out. If you're interested, go ahead and send in your application ASAP, and we'll take a look at it, because we are going to be closing our first round of applications very, very shortly and making up our final roster to go into the next season of the Diamond Society. So, hope to see you around. Hope to see you next time. Ciao a tutti, and aloha. Bye-bye.